G'day comrade subscribers, hope you're all well. So we'll start by, we'll pull apart the keyboard today so we can give the keycaps a bit of a clean. Then we'll replace the power supply, 12 volts input. Then we'll see what we can do about the video out. So looking at the RF modulator, you can actually see that they've helpfully labelled the inputs. So we've got V for video, I assume, A for audio, plus B for, I guess, 5 volts in, and G for ground. So I'm hoping that we can just tap off the baseband video, composite video here. So obviously we won't, well, we'll need ground. We won't need the 5 volts. And well, audio would be useful, but for the immediate, we just need ground and the video signal. So I don't know if there's, we'll have a look on the oscilloscope. So I don't know if there's any DC or anything. Maybe we need to just pass it through a capacitor. But anyway, let's pull apart the keyboard first. Give it a good clean. I guess while we're at it, we can also take the motherboard out and give the case a clean. And we'll see if it works. Ooh, where did that come from? Anyway, so looking at the keyboard, so we do have this bit of foam here that obviously has been resting on this plastic divider. Just something to note. So a whole bunch of little screws. Let's have a look what's inside. Okay, screws are all off. Metal plate comes off with the matrix. Okay, all pretty standard. I know it has been reproduced, the keyboard, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Doesn't look too bad. Okay, got our little rubber domes. So no carbon, because obviously you just need to make contact between the two layers there. So obviously you don't want to lose your rubber domes. So we'll collect all those up. Now to actually get the keys out. Oh, okay, let's just don't lose any, Brett. There we go. Although I do have replacements if I require. Right. So, because obviously we want to be careful. I do have key pullers, but let's just try this. Push it up, just gently, gently, gently. Or maybe you should see, no, it won't go through the hole, will it? How do we actually get these out? All right, let me very gently do some experimenting. Okay, I'm going to try using this tool. I think I might just use a key puller. There we go. So I guess pretty standard. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to get all those off. Try not to lose any pieces, and yeah, go from there. They are mostly coming off okay. Did have one issue, some small little recalcitrant one, so the stem has broken. Well, the stem, that's not a problem. I'll just get that out and super glue that back on. But otherwise they are generally coming out without a problem. Just very, there's obviously other ways of doing it, but I'm just very gently just levering it off. Very, very gently. Of course, it's a bit more difficult when you're trying to film it. But yeah, not too difficult. So I'll finish that off, give it a good clean, and clean everything else up. G'day comrade subscribers. Hope you're all well. Upside down. Let's have another quick look at the Pyūta Mark II. otherwise known as the Pyūta Mark II. They've used obviously the westernized name. Yep, so one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the Japanese 100 volt AC power supply with my own 12 volt DC power supply, thanks to PCBWay. And so I'll do that first so we can get it powered on. Now the other thing about this is that it came, it only had RF modulated video output, which is a bit annoying. Considering that the original Pyūta had both RF and baseband composite and composite video and audio outs. So a little bit of work's going to be required if I want to get a signal out of this thing. So that's all up here because we've got the VDP here, the TMS9918. Tomorrow I should be hopefully getting a few deliveries. One of them hopefully should be the Pyūta 9918, so that I can actually replace this, I think with VGA out, so RGB out basically. But until then, let's just see if we can get some baseband video out by converting this circuit here. So I've done, I think this is the schematic for the Pyūta Mark II. Where's my pointer? So we've got the VDP here, we've got the video out here, COM video, so composite video I guess, out to this transistor in NPN, and then out to the RF modulator, which then generates the modulated video output. There is a GitHub project that adds a TMS9918 video board to the RC 2014 machine. So this is a good start. I could use this to as a good idea. So here we've got similar thing, the video out, we've got transistor here, NPN, and then we've got slightly different circuits. So we've got 75 ohms, so impedance match. Then we've got the RCA out there. So it's a little bit different. We've also got a ferrite bead between capacitor and 5 volts. So I will try to modify the existing circuit so it looks a bit like that one and see if we can get some sort of reasonable image out so that we can see if the machine is working. I have done some rough notes, if it looks like. So this R4, we should just be able to replace it. So it's 560 ohms, replace it with a 470 ohms. So that's between the video signal and ground. Then we've got the transistor there. Get rid of R3, which is 33 ohms, and then replace R2, which is another 33 ohms with a 75 ohms to ground, and then that's our video out there. And then C4, C4 and R5, we replace those with another capacitor, 100 nanofarads, and then the ferrite bead, which I actually do have some. I wasn't really going to bother, but I do actually have these ones. So if I can, ideally, thanks to PCBWay, long-time channel sponsor, I would design like a little board that you can just take, basically just take the pin 36 signal and then get video out. So you can just skip all this, or you can recover the transistor if you want. But I do have some ferrite beads here, so I actually do have some. So we'll give that a try before dinner time, I think. So what have we got? So we've got, what do we want to pull out? Because we've got some audio here as well. Let's go back in again. So what have we got? So T1 is 12 volts, so we don't need to worry about that at all. T2, so T2 is the audio, so we will need that at some stage, but we shouldn't have to worry about that too much. We just take the output. T4 is the video output, so that's the signal out that we want. But before it gets to there, so we've got R4, so we've got R4, there's our transistor, we've got R4 here, so we'll replace this R4, and R3, so we've got R3 here, so we'll just replace R3 with a link to short that. R2, we'll replace that with 75 ohms. C4, we'll pull that out. I guess maybe we could stick the ferrite bead there, maybe. I need to double check that's going to 5 volts. Because the thing at the moment is C4 goes between the base and the collector, whereas we want it to go between the collector and ground. So we might need to work on that. So we'll pull C4 out as well. C2, that's nothing to do with us. The other interesting thing, apart from the video, is that there is a lot of space there is a lot of missing decoupling capacitors. So they've got these large ceramic discs which are 47 nanofarads. Or was it 47, 43? Yeah, 473s. So 47 nanofarads. They've got electrolytic there. So yeah, they've really saved a bit of money with decoupling capacitors. But hey, if it works, doesn't it? Right, let's get the soldering iron on. Get the good old Engineer SSO3 solder sucker. That works a treat. I've been using this so much. And yeah, let's see how we go. Just about done. Where's my poker? Anyway, so ferrite bead, 470 ohm resistor, link 75 ohm. These are for the audio. I just replace them because I really hate ceramic discs. So the last one is just 100 nanofarad from the collector, which is the middle pin, to ground, which is up here. So I'm just going to drill a hole. So I could get ground over here or over here, but I've got to go past 12 volts. So I'm just going to drill a hole because there's ground plane on either side. So I'll do that, and then it should be done. I'll solder on some connectors for the power, and then we'll see if we get something. There we go. That should do the job. So in there, and then in there. Whoops. In there, and then in there. Just pull it through. That should be all right, shouldn't it? Bit of a dodge job, but good enough for me. I added some flux. There we go, goes nicely. There we go. Good connection. A little bit too much solder, but that's all right. So that should basically be done now. Which one was it? T4 is video. So I should get the video signal out of there now for baseband. Impedance matched 75 ohms. Let's see. Rightio. Roughly put back together. Let's get the keyboard on. Much easier than on the original Pyūta. And yeah, a bit of reinforcement on this actually. So, so much easier than the original Pyūta. Okay, so that just rests there, like that. Okay, something like that, good enough. Okay, so I just got very roughly the video output, that'll do. I've got my 12 volt power supply in, thanks to PCBWay. Start recording the screen capture. Okay, 12 volts input, 2.3 volt amps, current limited, and let's turn it on. Okay, hey, it works, awesome, I'm happy. Right, press any key. Where I don't have an any key. Okay, right, graphic or basic. It's all in English, which is a bit different. Obviously, there's not going to be any sound. All right, so it's just, okay, it's just the down button. So graphic or basic. Okay. Okay. Did I press the wrong button? Return key to make a choice. Okay. Basic, return, basic. How interesting. There might be a little fault in here. That's the ROM. Okay. Okay, I can handle this. All right, let's turn it off. Let's try cartridge, see what a cartridge does. Cartridge in. Like so. Okay, power on. Okay. Oh, lock. What happens now? Ah, okay, we've got an extra option. Cartridge. Does the cartridge run? Press return. Okay, well, cartridge works. Okay, player 1, 2. 1. Select left, amateur, select right, pro. Okay. Okay, got to press it down a bit hard. Cool. All right, so it's kind of working, but basic won't boot for some reason. What am I supposed to, okay. Can I move? All right, joystick's terrible. Although it is the one I pulled it apart, so I can't go up. All right. Okay, that was just a quick test. Okay, so I should hopefully be getting, actually one interesting thing, it's actually not running as hot as I would expect. Might check it tomorrow when I get my Pico 9918 hopefully, and we'll check the temperature. But there we go. So again, thanks to PCBWay for letting me, assisting me help design these PCBs. Hopefully this was of some interest. Seems to work. Everything's on my GitHub. I'll have to update my GitHub, won't I? Okay, that's all for now. Thanks for sticking around. I'm rambling again. Yes, I know, Dad. I know I'm rambling. Bye for now.